Good morning. Aren't they just beautiful? Zinnias. I started these from seed. First time I've tried that. I started them indoors, then I brought them out once it was warm enough. And they are just a beautiful touch to the garden. Behind them are some pumpkins. They're pie pumpkins, small pumpkins that I grow, and I will bake them. I will freeze some. I will give some to my dogs. I'll put some in my zucchini bread. Really good. So last year we grew them on a straight trellis, and this year, since I've seen so many people do this, we made the arch trellis. And you have to start helping them when they first start to grow, but then they're going on up it. I'm told that they can support themselves once they start producing the pumpkins. The stems will be strong enough to support them. And that was true last year. So we're going to give it a go. I'll bring you back and show you some more of this as the vines grow and the pumpkins come on. I plant a few marigolds around the garden. Put some pepper plants out here. I like to make stuffed peppers, or I will clean them, chop them up, and freeze them so that I can add them to some dishes when I'm cooking. I put some more zinnias back there, but they haven't bloomed yet. And then in July, which is only a week away, I'll plant decorative pumpkins on the backside. So I did plant some cowpeas back there. Not sure what I did wrong, but they did not come up. Put them in the ground, eye up. I watered them daily, and they just did not come up. So that was not a success. And then there's a morning glory. Be exciting to see how that blooms out, what color. Just going to let him go on and climb up there and do his thing. I will take you around here. It's the wood line over to the chickens. Got those shade cloths in front of them so you can't see them real good, but I grew some chocolate mint back there and a sunflower or two. And I did some lemon mint and some small, they're called teddy bear sunflowers. I've never grown those, so we'll see how they do. There's a little portulaca I had left over I put in there. It can tolerate the heat. And petunias, because they are just my favorite. And so in there are 5 girls and a rooster. You don't need the rooster unless you need the protection or you want baby chicks. Otherwise, the hens will give you all the eggs you can eat. And he just pesters them. He is good. The pro to him is when they're out just free grazing, free roaming. He is a protector for sure. He gathers his girls up. He looks after them. When I go in there to feed them or water them or clean up after them, I give him a minute so that he knows I'm not going to do anything to cause his girls any harm, because I'm pretty sure he would jump on me if I gave him a reason. So I respect him. And see, he's knocked the feathers off a couple of them in there. I've got these little blankets to put on them, but I haven't put them on yet. Those black Jersey Giants, I got 2 of those last year. They might be a chicken that I don't get again because they're kind of flighty and they're hard to handle. The Rhode Island Reds, the Golden Wyandotte. There's a Golden Lace Wyandotte in there. She's easy. I love the Rhode Island Reds. You get that nice big brown egg. And that's just a little bare skin on the back of that chicken where he's knocked the feathers off of her. There's nothing scratched up or anything there, so I haven't messed with it, but I try to let them out when I can. But with the garden in, I'll be honest, I've had to plant the potatoes over there twice this year because of them. They scratched them and dug them all up, and so I tell you, growing up, my dad always said, put your potatoes in on Good Friday. So that's when I put them in the ground. And the blooms are an indicator there are potatoes growing in the dirt. And once the plant itself dies back, I can dig up the potatoes and harvest them. It's not an abundance. I started with 9 plants. I grew 7 of them due to those chickens and having to replant them. There's a bunch of Shasta daisies growing back there. I've put in 3 blueberries last year. And I don't know about y'all, but those beetles, they are coming out of the woodwork. And there is a banana pepper in there. And then got a few squash coming up in here. Aren't they just beautiful? And the zucchini, once the flowers die back good, you can pick those. There's a couple of small zucchini, and I'm telling you, the flowers are dying back on them, but they're awful small yet. I will make zucchini bread with those. Oh, that is so good. Sometimes I put walnuts in them. I may put pumpkin. I may put dark chocolate chips. And I put quite a bit of basil and marigolds in here around the tomatoes. Got some slicer tomatoes, and I will share this with you. This is a sun sugar yellow tomato, and it is almost ripe. I'll probably get him this evening. Got a couple others. I've had 2 so far. I've just picked off the vine and ate them. They're so good. This year we tried this, and it's been a success. I had some cattle wire left over, so I strung it up between 2 T-posts, and I'm growing the cucumbers up that. My husband loves to slice those and put them in vinegar with pepper and chill them in the fridge and eat them with a meal. Have to say it is quite tasty. Got a couple of random sunflowers growing out here. I guess the birds dropped them. I do hope to share with y'all as this comes on. It is a trellis my husband built me, and I plant moonflowers on them every year. And about August, this will be full of vines and big white flowers that bloom of the evening. They'll fade away by morning and more will grow. So I will share that with you as it comes on. We planted some blackberries that have just taken off. We planted them last year. And there are a bunch of berries on there. See how many we get. And I got some comfrey over there. I'd like to make some comfrey salve. So that may be something we could do together. And a few more squash down there. Oh, they are so good. So my husband likes for me to fry up the bacon, take that out of the pan, throw the potatoes in the bacon grease and fry that up. Not too done, then I'll put the squash on top, sliced up, and maybe some onion. Cook that all up, and then crumble the bacon back on top, and we will make a meal out of just that. So good. Take you along over here. This year I grew some, or I'm growing, some cantaloupe plants. Put 4 out here along the edge of the garden. And so they're loaded in flowers. We'll see what they're going to do. And the tomatoes coming on. I've got a couple of, I think there's 4 Cherokee purples, some slicer beef tomatoes, some cherry tomatoes, and then the yellow sugar tomatoes. So my husband wanted the garden over here tucked on the side of the yard. And I was so skeptical, but you know, it was really smart to do that because it gets good sun. Of course, today it's an overcast, but it gets good morning sun through the day till about 1, 2 o'clock. And then the hot afternoon sun is off of it. And it has really been a good spot to put them. Hope to make this a little bigger. Last year, didn't quite have it this big, so I added a few more rows this year. During the winter, I will dump horse manure. I had some rabbits when I first moved here, and since moved them along to a gentleman that wanted to have his own rabbitry. They were a silver fox, but I had quite a bit of rabbit manure, which is really a good fertilizer. That was one of the reasons I had them. And I've put that out here. And we put some ash from a leftover from a fire that we had, burning some of the brush where we cleared this back pasture back in February. We put that in there and till it all in. And we did throw some shavings in there. I guess you could see that on top of the ground. And when you dig down in, especially the back part that I had last year, that has got some good dark rich soil in it. So I try not to put anything chemical wise on the garden. I just check the plants daily and pick the bugs off. Just trying to do it as organic as I can. I planted some from seed, and some of this I've planted with store-bought plants. So we'll eat most of this as it comes in, and then some I will freeze for later. And I will share with y'all another tip. These are my favorite, those petunias again. But as they start to die off, this one hasn't died off too much. But as they start to get spent, the flowers, I will pick those off. And that encourages new buds. So there's not many on here because I tend to it every day. But just a little trick, if y'all didn't know, like that's a really good spent one. I'll pick him right off. So they're not a plant and forget. They're take a little work. But the beauty, they are so beautiful. I really love those. My husband made me this little planting bench. Comes in quite handy. And I'll use those little baskets I get from the Dollar Tree just to collect my vegetables in. But yeah, we just moved to the country. It's a little slower pace out here. I love it. Trying to figure out the next chapter in my life. So while I'm doing that, I'm doing quite a bit of gardening. These are Black-Eyed Susans, Rebecca. I planted them the first time this year from seed, and they've got flowers. They've got buds on them. They will flower out eventually. I'll share that with you as well. But I just thank y'all for coming along, just walking through the garden with me. I'll show you all the progress, what's working and not working. Maybe you could share some of your secrets with me in the comments. And the chickens. I ended up with the rooster because when I went and got these chickens, they were baby chicks. And I wanted a silver and a gold lace wyandotte, but they were a straight run, which means you don't know what you're going to get, a girl or a boy, a hen or a rooster. So I asked the girl working there, could she try to get me 2 girls? And I have to say she did okay because I only ended up with 1 rooster, which is a good thing. 2 roosters are not such a good thing. So the silver lace wyandotte, of course, is the rooster. We call him Ruru. And then I have the gold lace wyandotte hen back there. They're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun just to sit and watch when they're out in the yard, pecking and chasing all the bugs. I enjoy sitting on the porch of an evening because sometimes I'll let them out a couple hours before dusk because they'll put themselves up and they're not out too long to be too destructive. But just to get out there and chase the bugs around and a little something different for them. But I'll sit on the back porch and have a coffee or sip on some tea and watch them. That's what I call entertainment in the country. So as I was telling you, this back pasture we put in this year, In my next video, I'll introduce you to another member here on the farm, but they'll go back there once we finish it. We're trying to get the grass to grow. Don't know about y'all's part of the world, but here it has been quite dry. It seems like the rain just skirts around us. So hopefully we can plant it again in the fall, and next year we'll have good pasture back there. In my next video, I hope you'll come along and visit with me, sharing a little bit of this beauty out here in the country, the garden, and I'll introduce you to my donkeys. That'll go back there. Eventually they will. My husband got a couple of calves that we can't bring them home till we have some pasture for them. But yeah, that's just a little place that brings a lot of enjoyment. It does come with work, sweat, but the gratification you get from just growing your own vegetables, maybe your fruit, some flowers, just to bring a little beauty, something to make you smile when you see them. It's no better feeling. Well, thank you again for coming along with me today. Did put a couple of grapevines out there, muscadine grapes, so we'll see how they do. Got to get them on a trellis. I need to clean up the grass around them. I did mulch them, and they're green and pretty. I just put them in towards the end of last year. So I will be making another video very soon. Introduce you to my donkey friends. They're the star of the show around here. But just a slice of the country for you. Little tidbits here and there. Share some of the things that I do here. Stepping back out of the fast lane. I was in the corporate world for a little while, and whew, that can take a toll on you stress-wise, so I jumped out of that. Of course, you've got to prepare yourself if you're going to jump out of that. Don't advise just doing it and not having a plan, but we'll see what's next. After 55, you start thinking a little different. You're starting on the downhill slope. Really think about how many more years do I have on this earth. So sometimes you just want to slow down and enjoy the simple things, the more meaningful things. But until I see you again, I wish you all the best. Thank you for sharing in this with me. And please come back and see me. Hit the subscribe button. Like me. It just helps.